What is up, guys? Lee Ferguson here with another video, and today we're reviewing, or reacting to, I guess, How to Be a Good Game Reviewer by the one and only Donkey. So let's get right into it. And if you haven't yet, though, real quick, hit that like button, subscribe, you know the drill. It helps out a lot. I'm trying to grow this channel just for fun, and just to be able to talk to people and do streams and all that stuff just for fun. Just because it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I get bored gaming by myself, and I just want to have a couple people to talk to. So anyways, let's get into it.
Welcome to IGN, kid. So you're our new reviewer, huh? I'll be your handler, Walter White. I'm gonna show you how to do a good game review.
Hell yeah.
Ollie, bring up that one stupid-ass one.
Immortals of Avium is an impressively confident first-person shooter.
They need to keep this guy on the reviews. 8 out of 10. Good thinking.
That
He's
game,
no pro.
I forgot
Now,
about
Ollie,
that
bring
game.
up one of our
Apparently it
bad
was a
reviews
shit
that
show.
we like to do.
Monotonous micromanagement, a poor interface, and by-the-numbers combat.
This game scored a 75 out of 100 rating for PS5 on Metacritic from the critics. Seems pretty decent, unlike this one. It's 4
Okay,
out
I
of
see where this is going.
Fucking amateur. I remember this kid. He was nice. Quit the next day. Ollie,
Jesus.
get this shit show off the screen. Put on our...
Also, I apologize that it's dark in here right now. I only have one thing of lighting behind me, and I would just have like the screen do the lighting, but it's dark on the screen, so it's not showing my face or whatever. So I apologize for the lighting right now. It's late. It's the only time I could record today.
Baldur's Cape review.
Baldur's Gate 3
There you go,
is
the light
just
looks a little
about
better now.
everything I could have asked for.
Oh boy. IGN really made a comeback. 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so if it's a game they like, they get it. If they like a game and they give them a good review, it's like, yeah, best review ever. If not, then it's bad. That's awesome.
Can get monotonous pretty quickly.
So true, man.
This
You
kid
can't
looks like
please
shit.
anyone
No
anymore.
way this dude has played other horror asymmetricals or even understands the genre.
If you've played any asymmetrical horror game, be that Dead by Daylight or Friday the 13th, Evil Dead or Ghostbusters Spirits Unleashed,
I haven't played
Travis
that one.
Northup needs to apologize for his reviews big time.
I actually really liked whatchamacallit, Chainsaw Massacre. I've been having a lot of fun playing that game. And if you want to see me play that on stream, leave it down below.
Dave the Diver never stopped surprising me. Easily one of the best games I've played this year so far.
Great review. Might pick it up.
Amazing.
Thanks, IGN.
Story of Seasons: A Wonderful Life doesn't offend.
Oh, also another thing is I want us to play Payday 3 whenever they get that shit fixed, and maybe even that Animal Mayhem game, maybe, possibly. So if you want to see any of those as well, I'm taking any request, man. If you want to see someone just play a game and have a good time and chill, make some jokes, have some fun, just leave it down below. I'm just trying to find someone to just chill with and talk to while I play games.
But it
Maybe
sure
even
doesn't
play games
impress
together.
either.
I don't
It's
care.
supposed to feel dated. Love this game.
Final Fantasy 16 really impressed me.
Great review. Fair points were made.
Final Fantasy 16, I didn't really get into. I didn't finish it. I thought it was fine. I just didn't like how it was linear compared to 15, where I actually really liked 15. I know that game was mixed reviewed as well.
Diablo 4 is completely awesome to behold.
Agreed for once. 9 is an actually great, great game for sure.
Octopath Traveler.
I liked Diablo 4, but then once I realized I had to make a new character and restart pretty much, even though it was supposed to be a seller, I don't really know how it went, but I was just like, I already got to level 100 once, I don't want to have to do it again type thing with a new character. I want to just be able to take my current character and then do the seasons with that character I already put all this time into. I thought that was a bad thing that they did that
Traveler
way.
2 is another good old-fashioned 80-hour JRPG.
7 is a piss poor score for this. It deserves an 8 at minimum. This guy was all over the place with his review.
Honkai Star Rail is the best free-to-play game of the year so far.
Amazing review. Amazing game.
This is a sadly lackluster follow-up to Modern Warfare 2019's refined take on a Call of Duty campaign.
Oh, jeez.
IGN died long ago.
Make you feel like Spider-Man?
Jesus, give this man a raise or something, and keep adding more people
This is
passionate
awesome.
like him for video game reviews.
But if you haven't already played it on Wii, the deluxe version is the ideal way to see what a traditional Kirby game is all about.
Another IGN review.
I wonder if these were all
Kirby
like top
series.
comments
This
or
is
something.
Ragnar, and he is my large adult demon son.
Wow, that was actually an amazing review. I'll take my hat off and admit it.
That's fucking awesome.
Sometimes nostalgia makes things from the past seem better than they actually are.
I've learned over the years not to trust IGN. If you want a real review, Go over to GameSpot.
The way he
Oh,
leaps off
shit.
of rooftops and flips backwards to face the camera before falling into a headfirst dive is just full of the exaggerated
Oh,
swagger
yeah.
of a black teen. It gives me goosebumps every time he does it.
It's Metroid.
Okay.
I love those games.
That was the best IGN review I've seen in a decade.
But he's hoping that Sega can show some better judgment in the series' future.
Here's a hint, IGN. It helps when you get a reviewer that actually wants to play the game they're reviewing.
That's true.
Cyberpunk.
I feel like that is actually really true. That like sometimes the people they choose, like for all of these companies, sometimes I feel like the person they choose is the wrong person to review that type of game. But because like obviously like not every game is for everyone. You know, some people like just playing first-person shooters. Some people just like playing sports games and they stay in their own little corners. You know, some people only like JRPGs, you know, and then there are people that just like games as a whole and like a little bit of everything. So like I do feel like if you have someone that you know doesn't like a certain genre or is really bad at that type of genre, maybe they're not the person that should be reviewing the game.
2077's impressively flexible design makes it a truly remarkable RPG.
Great review. I'm sure the patches will fix everything. Best to wait a few weeks to play.
Shenmue 3, in all its oddity, exists.
You're criticizing.
Speaking of patches, man, that new Cyberpunk 2.0 patch looks fucking amazing.
This is not a proper review.
While there are some mischaracterization opportunities, Age of Calamity remains a blast from start to finish.
IGN finally gives a fair and great review. Super hyped to pick this game up tomorrow.
But while it may not be the most stylish or polished, its rugged and brutal look at the muddy business of Scandinavian expansion is as memorable and dense as an Assassin's Creed has ever been.
Thank you for making a non-biased review. Best review I have seen. Many others are obviously haters of Ubisoft.
But there aren't enough interesting weapons.
I feel like that's true though.
This
There are a lot of people that just hate Ubisoft just because, you know, I mean, to be fair, they do use a lot of the same formulas and stuff. Because they know it's going to print money, and some of their like microtransactions that they added and stuff I don't agree with, but they still do here and there have pretty good games. You know, I think they've had like, I don't know, there's probably been like 4 or 5 games that I've actually really enjoyed by Ubisoft the last couple of years, and then the other ones I was just like
obviously
like I really like Riders Republic.
Pikmin 4 is an absolute failure of a Pikmin game and an insult to the masterpieces that came before it.
Really enjoyed this review. It was clear the reviewer had great in-depth knowledge and
Saints Row the third? More like this is the third time I've reviewed Saints Row 3.
Guys, ignore this review.
But the impressive graphical overhaul and welcome quality of life improvements make this the best version of Xenoblade Chronicles we've ever had.
This is actually such a terrible review. Did you even play the game's main story? You spoil one of the biggest plot points in this game to flex your endgame gear or whatever. You mispronounce names of major characters that you...
Mind-bogglingly cool, and an absolutely unparalleled...
Some people do get really tilted when it comes to reviews and stuff. I've always been one where I don't give a crap what reviews say for a game. I just play it myself, and if I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. You know what I mean? So like, I don't think you should ever base a game based off of its review, especially if it's the first week or two, because let's be honest, almost every fucking game is broken at launch nowadays. It's very rare that you get a game that just works instantly, especially if it's an online game or a multiplayer game. There's always some kind of like problem with the servers or something because they didn't anticipate as many people to like be playing the game because like their open betas weren't showing the same amount of numbers, because there's always going to be people that also wait till last minute to buy a game. So like shit happens.
Way to virtually explore our world.
This review was phenomenal. We need more reviews like this, IGN.
Give this man a raise.
But those few bright spots aren't enough to bring Battle for Bikini
That's
Bottom's
awesome.
passable but simplistic gameplay up to the standard of a 2020
I thought the game was
This
great.
is why gamers should review games, not journalists.
Ooh.
Kingdom Hearts 3's Remind DLC is oddly jumbled.
Trash! Fire this guy! This is literally the worst review I've ever seen. They should have got a fan of the series to review this.
Oh,
That
shit.
said, I'm
That's
impressed
not
by-
always the best thing either, because a fan can go either way. A fan can forgive a game for all of its problems, or a fan could just shit on the game because they didn't put everything that they wanted into the game. So, like, I don't think fans should ever be the ones you go to either for any fucking game.
how much Square Enix has stuck the landing for one of my favorite long-running series. And that's why it's so exciting to see that Kingdom Hearts 3 is as full of heart as it ever has been.
Great job, Jonathan. Honestly, I don't know who else could have done this review besides you.
That was awesome. Alright guys, that was the Donkey's video on how to be a good game reviewer. I think he did an awesome job showing how no matter what a reviewer pretty much puts out there, that people are gonna shit on it either way. Or, you know, if it's always one side or the other. Like if the game's perceived pretty well, they want 10 out of 10s from every reviewer. If the game's perceived shitly, then they want every reviewer to trash on the game. But that's just not how it really is realistically. And like I said, some games, they do fumble at the start, but usually generally within a week or two, most games are fixed, or they've at least made it playable for the most part. I mean, there is those rare occasions where the game's just shit forever, but there are some games that I think some people jump the gun a little too fast, and I think Payday 3 is getting hit with that right now, where they're just kind of, people are just dumping on them because it's not working on the first day or two. I don't know if it's working yet at this point, but like, shit happens sometimes, but I'm sure once Payday 3, everything gets organized and running smoothly, it's going to be a phenomenal game. Or it could be mediocre still. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. That's why you should always play the game yourself and figure out if you like it or not. Anyways, if you haven't yet, hit the like button. It really does mean a lot. Subscribe. That means a ton. And if you want to see me play any games, or you have any video recommendations, anything like that, leave them down below. I would love to hear from you guys. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Peace.